Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Kids Discuss. We are the internet's favorite children.
Yep.
I'm Eliam, and that over there is Miles. And today we're going to be touching on a topic which we are 3-4 weeks late on.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay, I'm sorry. My mic is probably like ear rape right now. I'm sorry.
I'll fix it. We're good. If it is, it's fixed now, so we're good. Audio fixed now.
Because Eliam's a big brain at editing.
We're gonna touch on this topic. We might have done it earlier if it wasn't for the fact that we had to frickin' pay, as we've already said, and also for the fact that I was completely uneducated. But now I am educated, thankfully, because I watched some educational videos, and I also watched someone get stung by it, and apparently it hurts like burning thumbtacks. I'm just gonna take their word for it since I don't intend to try it out. But yeah, we're talking about the murder hornets coming over here to the US, but not really that. We're just talking about what is the murder hornet, unless Miles has some insight about how they came to the US. I'm pretty sure they just came by cargo from Asia.
I honestly have no idea.
I'm pretty sure they just...
I said...
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I said that I knew a little bit about them, and by a little bit, I meant a little bit.
Yeah.
And Elliot,
all right, maybe,
he just freaking watched 10 videos on it, so he's gonna be carrying the squad in this one.
I'm glad you can't see my head right now, because my brain is just massive. It's like I can't keep my head up straight right now. I just feel so big brain. But anyways, let's get into the details. So what most people think, and most people are all in agreement on, because they don't really know how else they could have gotten here, because it's pretty much impossible for them to fly all the way overseas. They're either thinking it came in a cargo ship or a cargo plane, or some transportation from from Asia, someplace in Asia. They don't exactly know where, I'm pretty sure. From there all the way to the US. From there they just started colonizing and spreading. And I'm pretty sure the first sightings were in Washington.
Yeah.
Not Washington, D.C., which is the Washington state, which is in the corner of the U.S. So yeah, that's... which is strange, though, because that's right on a seaport, which would make you think that they came overseas, but also that supports the claim that they came from a cargo ship, because that's right on a dock.
Wait, so speaking though, if it comes in a cargo ship, or cargo from a plane, were they purposely imported, or did they just somehow get on or something like that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, thinking about it was probably a ship, because they'd have to travel all the way through an airport and stuff like that. Since I'm pretty sure there's no real
security
other way to get
stuff.
on, because of they would have to be spotted through there, and then on an airplane is fairly crowded. Even if it is just the pilot and people making sure the packages are all right, and all the team making sure everything is set. So an airplane is I'm personally doubtful of, because of all the potential people who could have spotted them. So I think that the ship makes more sense, because they could have just been sitting on a package or something like that, and then they get carried into the ship, and then next thing they knew, they are in the US. And also, so many things are made in Asia, or made in China, that are here in the US, because it's cheaper to import plastic from there, I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
Yeah, it's...
cargo ship seems likely.
It's kind of sad, funny, I don't know. Two very different words, but I don't know. Just during quarantine, when there's the coronavirus, a killer hornet comes over to the United States.
Yeah.
And again, we're really late on this information. Or we're
at
late
least
doing
we're
this
quarantined
episode.
inside. Yeah. A thing, though, that I heard is that multiple stings can be lethal, especially if you're allergic to bee stings, or stings from that kind of insect. But what they're really killer to is the bee population and other insects. And the bee population in the US is already on the decline steadily. They're one of the most endangered animals here in the US, and if I'm not mistaken, in a lot of places around the world too. So that's not a good thing, because bees make some some tasty honey, if I do say so myself, great in tea, and also some ice creams. But anyways, it's kind of sad though, because there's already so many things like coming after bees, like chemicals that we're putting in the air, so involuntarily killing them, even though we do most of the time know that it is toxic to them. But then now there's also another gigantic threat, which hopefully will not take captive too many hives, and just, I don't know, lay ruin to the bee population even more than it already is in ruin.
Yeah, honestly, the murder hornet just seems like an absolute bully. Like, there's no other way to put it. It's just going around freaking eating bees' heads off.
Yeah, in the videos I watched, like, the background were just footage of murder hornets going into beehives. And what I heard from the videos are that literally how they get into the hive, their most used strategy is one hornet comes in and puts some sort of pheromone in the nest so that their entire like section of their hive can come and know exactly where it is. And then what they do is they freaking the bees that are on the outside of the hive, they just come and swiftly bite off their heads.
Oh my God.
And they make their way inside super slowly, biting off any bees' heads that they see, until they get into the nest. Or the hive, not nest. And then once they're in the hive, they take the larvae, like the tiny bees, back to their hive and feed them to their children.
Yeah. Okay, when I said bully, I think that was a light word. I think
criminal is like freaking. It's kind of like disgusting. Like, what? It apparently works, but like. It's not. But anyways,
what even causes like the murder hornets to like be mean to bees? Are they doing it A, for fun, or B, just for like? Is there like some reason, something they want from the bees?
I think. I mean, I honestly, I have no idea. Maybe I didn't hear from any of the videos.
Mean creatures in general.
Mean-spirited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think actually they're probably known for their aggressiveness.
To everyone too, because like they're aggressive to not just bees but like other insects too, and like I don't know. It's just they don't seem very friendly. But there is some hope. The bees here in the U.S. still haven't caught on to this strategy. They're very ignorant, haven't heard from their Asian friends. But basically what some of the Asian bees do, especially in Japan, I heard, is that they have the strategy. So how I said, the first bee comes in, right? And they're like, I'm going to mark this territory so all my sisters can come in. And I'm pretty sure they're all, most of them are female, right?
I have no idea.
They're like all the attackers, like all the people who go out are female. I'm pretty sure I heard that too. They're like, I'm marking this so all my sisters can come here and like lay waste to here, whatever. And what the bees do is like, okay, come in. Like, I mean, they don't usher them in, but they like let them come in. And then at the last possible moment, what they do, they start shaking their abdomens back and forth, like all of them, to signal that they're ready to execute this plan. And then all together at the same time, they swarm together and they form a clump, like a ball, around this one murder hornet, and they start shaking like their abdomens and their whole bodies, and they don't sting them because that kills the bees, and they know that. What they do is they shake furiously and they raise the temperature of the hive to, and they basically roast the murder hornet alive.
I think I heard about that.
The heat capacity for bees is slightly higher, not that much higher, but slightly higher than murder hornets. So they basically roast their hornet alive, and the scent is lost because of the heat or something, I'm pretty sure.
Oh dang, that's kind of a brutal way to go. Just
a bunch of shaking
abdomens
considering what the murder hornets have done to the nest, it's really not that. It's pretty tame.
It's deserving.
Yeah, they deserve it. I would say so.
Okay, so I thought of this thing, this would you rather. So, would you rather be trapped in a room with like nothing in it, no windows, no doors, you're just trapped in it for a solid 5 minutes with a murder hornet, or a solid 5 minutes with like a black widow or something like that?
Black Widow. That's a spider,
Yeah,
right?
the poisonous spider that bites you and kills you.
The Black Widow for sure, because
You
if it's
squash
is it an
it.
empty room?
Yeah.
No, not even that. It's not that fast. Like the Murder Hornet could easily catch up to me, like with his wings and all. But I feel like for just the 5 minutes, I could survive skedaddling away from the Black Widow. I would probably be too scared to squish it, honestly.
I wouldn't. If I had like a boot and like
if I had
like a boot
yeah.
on and there was nothing in the room, I would destroy the Black Widow. But like the thing that's bad is when you get into a situation where you're in the Black Widow's terrain, you can't really see where it is. It's like crawling around and stuff. That's when I would be very scared.
I'm glad that I don't live in a place with Black Widows or like really any poisonous animals at all.
I'm pretty sure the Black Widow actually might be like, it's not in Michigan, but it might be near Michigan.
Well, as long as it's not in Michigan, I feel safe.
Yeah.
But anyways, I have something which I just thought about. You all thought you could escape from the treacheries of hearing about our quarantine check-in and also our Monday movie.
Oh, yeah.
But you couldn't, because I remembered it 11 minutes and 10 seconds in, unless there was an ad in the beginning or in the middle, which I sincerely hope you didn't get, because that would be a bad way to welcome you in. But yeah, so let's do that real quick, and then we'll wrap up our thoughts about the Murder Hornet, do the question of the day, and then you're free to go. How does that sound?
Your torture is over for the day.
What? Did you say good? Good, because I can't hear you, because I'm literally not in the same room as you.
Wow.
Unless you're in my family listening to this in the same room as me.
Live.
If so,
but that's
hi.
impossible.
If so, hi.
Okay, quarantine check-in first, because movies are... quarantine check-in first.
Yeah.
We did the episode... Well, I forget when.
Very recently.
Yeah, last episode. Go listen to it if you want deeper thoughts. I don't want to like say anything different than I said then, but I don't think I'm going to.
It's a long quarantine. What I'm going to say is it's been a long quarantine. Summer break is just around the corner, which I feel is going to be very refreshing. Like not having anything to be stressed about at all. Like, I have literally nothing to be stressed about, except for maybe if I'm not solid on a piano piece, but I'm not really scared about piano at all, so that's all fine and dandy. But yeah, looking forward to summer. That's good. It's been a long time.
Okay, I know what I'm going to say. I've put together my thoughts in like a solid 20 seconds.
Alright.
I know there's been like a lot of bad things happening with the quarantine, like financial problems and health issues, but...
And also racism.
Yeah, oh yeah. We'll talk about that at some point, maybe.
Not this episode, though.
Okay. Frick, you interrupted me. It's okay, though. It was a good thing to bring up. Yeah, so there's been a lot of struggling, but for me personally, it hasn't really affected me that
Same
much.
Here.
So I'm actually enjoying the quarantine. It's not that bad. It's kind
of sad, but my family's actually kind of benefited from it in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
because of the fact that it hasn't affected them. Because if it doesn't affect you, it benefits you. Like, that's just how it goes.
Like, what if I like get affected to the point where like a family member, like a grandparent, dies, then the quarantine is just absolutely gonna suck. But since that hasn't happened yet, it's actually not that bad. So yeah. But
like, not to be... That doesn't mean we're insensitive, though. Like, if you are struggling in the quarantine...
We feel for you.
That
we know that this isn't a good time.
We don't feel your pain, but we know it's hard.
We know this is not a good time for a lot of people out there. But for us, we're lucky.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little insensitive to just rant about our problems about school. But summer break will be fun. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyways, Monday movie. Ooh. Got anything? If you don't, I do.
Okay, I do. I don't know. It's It's not a great one. I didn't watch a ton of movies this week, but I rewatched Star Wars Rogue One over the weekend.
Nice.
And it's actually pretty good. So yeah, it's like it takes place in between 3 and 4, and I think they connected it at the end of the movie really well to episode 4. So yeah, I thought that was really well done.
With the explosion, right?
No, like they have the plans on like the ship, and then Darth Vader is gonna come try and kill him. He freaking destroys a bunch of rebels, and then Princess Leia's ship gets away, and then it goes right into the 4th movie.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody's put together like some sort of. I mean, I know that I'm sorry if you heard that. My dog started barking. But anyways, I wonder if anybody's. I think it'd be illegal, but like, put together some sort of thing where it's perfectly cut between all the movies in a perfect order, so that you're just watching the entire series in order, and you just get the entire story. That would be so cool. Same with Marvel.
Just like 20 straight hours of Star Wars or something like that.
Yeah, it's actually something like that.
That'd be cool.
It's crazy.
With the Marvel movies, though, it'd need to be like a 100-hour thing.
Yeah.
It'd be a very, very long.
Alright, yeah. Anyways, on to my movie. I watched a trilogy this week called it's not the first movie is called Divergent. It's based off books, so it's called like the Divergent series, even though the other movies are called like something with an I and something with an A. It's not called that, but that I just know that the first letters are I. Yeah. But anyways, I know the third one is called Allegiant, and the second one is called something with an I. There's something that it starts with an I. But anyways, yeah, great movie. Action. It's an action movie, and it's just a really cool idea behind it. And watching the whole series is something I would recommend, and especially like right after each other. Because if you watch the whole thing, it's just a cool idea. I wouldn't say it's the best series I've ever watched, but it's worth watching.
Yeah. Ooh. Alright, sorry.
Alright.
I had a bit of gas in my throat.
Alright, any final thoughts about the Murder Hornets that we want to discuss?
Yeah, actually, I just thought of this. So, I'm pretty sure I heard about, like, this African something bee. It's just another super aggressive, killer bee from Africa that, say they somehow got here. And they're, like, a lot more aggressive than the murder hornet. So it's kind of like the true...
To humans?
I think, just in general. So it's kind of like the true murder hornet. Like, the murder hornet is, like, not as ferocious as this one. I don't know a lot about it, though. So...
Well, if it becomes more and more potent, then we'll probably hear an episode about it.
If it picks up some steam...
I really hope that they can actually like find a way to exterminate this bee, because I just feel like if it's not, humans are pretty selfish in the fact that if an animal doesn't directly affect their ecosystem, they try and kill it. Like mosquitoes don't have any direct effect on our food chain or ecosystem, except for the fact that they prey on us for blood, and so naturally we just hate them and we want to exterminate them, and that's the same with like wasps and hornets, because they don't actually produce any food for us.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say, like, aren't wasps and hornets like in the same area as mosquitoes, where they're just like useless creatures that irritate us?
To us, yeah. I mean, from a humanitarian point of view, they are still like creatures that live and breathe, but from the actual opinion of everybody, like literally everybody, we would be better off with them dead.
Like, honestly, who enjoys mosquitoes? Like, I bet you there's someone out there who's a mosquito expert, who's, like, devoted their whole entire life to mosquitoes.
In school, we had an assignment, and apparently there are avocado experts.
Yeah. Like, so I guarantee you that somewhere out there is a mosquito expert.
We were learning about trade, and we watched an interview.
And now we're going to bring in our avocado expert.
No, I don't think they said that, but you know how sometimes in interviews it just pops up with their name, and then it says, like, what their profession is? So it was like, so-and-so, avocado expert. I wonder if he's an expert at the actual food, like the flavors and all of it, or if he's just an expert at, like, how it got traded and, like, the history of it.
Probably knows everything about it. Probably has devoted his life to avocados.
You know, I love me a good avocado toast, so maybe I could hire him.
I wonder...
Make me the perfect avocado, pick out the perfect avocado, the ripest one. There'll be some secret way to test it, and then he'll make it with the perfect concentration of salt and the best paired bread, and it'll be the best thing in my life.
I wonder how much money an avocado expert makes. He probably made bank after getting, like, paid to get on that thing on the New York Times, or it was some big news site, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, we just rambled. We did it again. Maybe we should, like I think we've said before, we should change our name to Kids Ramble instead of Kids Discuss.
I think we're actually kind of good at it, though, because, like...
We are.
We can make it interesting, and if you say it's not interesting, well, you're entitled to that opinion. Just kidding, you suck.
But yeah, those were our final thoughts on the murder hornets. They're not great.
Mm-hmm.
We should just end the episode here with that.
Question of the day.
But we're not. Question of the day. Haha. Fooled you.
You actually thought.
Imagine. What is le question? We already kind of did one, but let's do a real one.
This is the real question of the day. I don't know. Should I call someone and ask them for a question? No.
Nah. No one's gonna be up at 9:25.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize how late it was. We always record, like, another episode we're recording, like, after 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, we always actually get on the Zoom call at, like, way earlier than we actually
do, like,
record.
half an hour of random stuff.
We just mess around. Miles is usually watching a YouTube video or something. I'm doing dedicated work, and that's my notification sound. We usually check how many downloads we are on because we care.
By the way, we've made 45 cents so far.
Bro, we've made, not even joking.
I know 45 cents.
We've made 45 cents. I know it'll sound like not a lot and stuff, but, like, how much money have you made off your podcast? But if you're a big podcast and you've made like $400 million, please hit us up. We'll gladly go on your show. We'll gladly go on your show, or we'll take you on ours. Anything to get you in the title.
Best interview ever.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you for listening to this. What'll probably be a 24 to 25 minute episode of Kids Discuss. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more episodes. We have a lot of diverse content on our podcast, so give our page, or if whatever you're on, just scroll through our podcast. There might be something that interests you. We have an episode for everything. We have story times. We have a little thing telling you about how to start your own podcast. Make sure to go and watch those. Get us that money for watching our ads. Don't be too mad at them, even though we hate most of them. Yeah, but just think, you're making two happy children's days. So thank you for listening. Hope to see you next time, and see you later. Bye.